Welcome to our exploration of the global impact of myths on climate science. In this video, we'll delve into the origins of widespread climate myths and examine how they are perpetuated by social media and political agendas. We will unpack the economic interests that contribute to misconceptions about climate science and analyze their ripple effects on public perception, scientific research, and educational efforts. Join us as we highlight the challenges of debunking these myths and the importance of international cooperation in overcoming the barriers they create. 1. Unraveling the origin of climate myths. The origins of climate myths are as varied as the myths themselves. Often, these myths sprout from a misunderstanding of scientific principles or a misinterpretation of data. Imagine a game of telephone, where the original message is, climate change is a complex phenomenon, but by the time it reaches the end, it's distorted into, climate change is a hoax. This is an oversimplification, of course, but it illustrates how information can morph as it spreads. Additionally, some myths are deliberately crafted, often by those who have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. The origins are diverse, but the impact is universally misleading. 2. The role of social media in spreading myths. Social media platforms have become a double-edged sword in the dissemination of climate information. On one hand, they provide scientists and activists with a megaphone to reach global audiences. On the other, they offer a fertile ground for myths to flourish. Algorithms often prioritize sensational over factual content, leading to a proliferation of misleading information. For instance, a tweet claiming, global warming is a myth, might gain traction simply because it sparks more engagement than a nuanced scientific discussion. This dynamic can create echo chambers where only like-minded myths are amplified, making it challenging to discern fact from fiction. 3. The influence of political agendas. Politics and climate science often intersect in ways that complicate public understanding. Certain political agendas may find it convenient to downplay or deny climate science to promote economic activities that contribute to climate change, such as fossil fuel extraction. These agendas can lead to the creation and propagation of myths that align with their interests. For example, the myth that climate change is a natural cycle might be promoted to justify inaction on policy changes. Such myths can serve as a shield, protecting political interests while obscuring scientific realities, leaving the public caught in the crossfire of misinformation. 4. Economic interests and climate misconceptions. Economic interests can play a significant role in the spread of climate myths. Industries that contribute to carbon emissions, like coal and oil, have a vested interest in maintaining public skepticism towards climate science. By funding researcher campaigns that downplay the human impact on climate change, they attempt to shift the narrative in their favor. This is akin to the tactics once used by tobacco companies to deny the health risks of smoking. The economic stakes are high, and the resulting myths can cloud public judgment, making it difficult for effective climate action to take root. 5. The ripple effect on public perception. Myths about climate science do more than just misinform. They alter public perception in profound ways. When people believe that climate change is exaggerated or fabricated, they are less likely to support policies aimed at mitigating its effects. This skepticism can lead to a lack of urgency, delaying critical actions necessary to combat climate change. It's like trying to convince someone to wear a seatbelt when they don't believe in car accidents. The myths create complacency, which can have long-lasting effects on both policy and personal behavior, making the fight against climate change even more challenging. 6. Impact on scientific research and funding. Myths about climate science not only affect public opinion but also have tangible impacts on scientific research and funding. When skepticism is high, securing government or private funding for climate research can become more challenging. This can stifle innovation and slow the progress of essential climate studies. Imagine a world where the myth that climate change research is biased prevails. It could result in less investment in renewable energy technologies or conservation efforts. The ripple effect of myths can hinder scientific advancement, delaying the solutions needed to address the global climate crisis. 7. Educational challenges in debunking myths. educators face significant challenges in debunking climate myths, especially when these misconceptions are deeply embedded in cultural or political narratives. Schools and universities must navigate a minefield of misinformation to teach students the complexities of climate science. It's not just about presenting facts, it's about engaging students in critical thinking, encouraging them to question sources and seek evidence. This task is akin to teaching someone to fish rather than just giving them a fish. The goal is to empower future generations with the tools to discern truth from myth, fostering a more informed and proactive populace. 8. International cooperation and the myth barrier. International cooperation is essential in the battle against climate change, yet myths can serve as a significant barrier to unified action. When countries hold differing beliefs about the validity or severity of climate change, it becomes challenging to reach consensus on global initiatives. It's like trying to row a boat with one oar when each party is pulling in a different direction. Myths can fuel distrust and hinder diplomatic efforts, making it difficult to implement international agreements aimed at reducing carbon emissions. Overcoming these myths is crucial for fostering collaboration and making meaningful progress on a global scale.